Aloha, this is Kat. I wanted to follow up with some of my videos that I had made a couple of weeks ago. And one was the Ancestry Challenge. And to get to know who your ancestors were. Well, I took my own challenge and I took it a step further. And I really got into, I knew my grandparents, I knew their name, I knew some of the genealogy. But I decided I really wanted to research on my own and find out more. So I didn't even take my charts, because I couldn't find the old charts. So I didn't take those, I went straight from scratch. And one of the things, I was talking to my sister and just wanting to get one or two names and that I could start fresh. And she suggested I go down to the Family History Center, the Mormon church. Every ward or church has most of them have a family history center. You can go in and they have all the computers set up and they have all of the free access to ancestry.com. Now you can join ancestry.com and you can search data for US for like $24 a month, and for $36 and you can search on Europe and the world. And so what I did is I just went down and I wanted to try it to see what it was like. And I had been on FamilySearch.org, and it's minimal, and you can find a lot of the information. You can do genealogy back into trees and stuff. So I went down to the Family Search Center, and I just put my name in on the computer there under Ancestry.com, and up came me and the information about me in my high school yearbook. And there I was, a picture of me in my high school yearbook. And I thought, how cool is this? So then, that was the initial bite that kind of spread to me for the next couple of, well, still spreading. It's been a couple of weeks now. And so I thought, well, I'm going to put together all this stuff and go down to the Family History Center and research more. And then I came back and I thought, oh, I'm so curious. Well, Ancestry.com has a 14-day free trial. And so I signed up for the free trial, and I spent the last 10 days, almost, except for the little pause where I had to be off island, just researching, taking all the lines back, and that. It was fascinating, hours and hours. In fact, a couple of nights I didn't go to bed until 4 or 5 in the morning because I was just bitten with this bug. And I found pictures, I found stories. One of the things that I discovered was I had a great-grandmother, and she was one great-great-grandmother. And her father was a bodyguard of Joseph Smith, the Mormon prophet. And so they were just really deep into Mormonism. And she had gone from being forced out of Nauvoo to Salt Lake City. And from there they were ordered to basically go populate the South and make a southern Salt Lake City. And her husband, the story was about how she was so excited to be this new bride and all that. And they lived together for like 25 years or something. And then he was, taking multiple wives. And then it became illegal in Utah to have wives. And so he took his 3 other wives and moved to Mexico and left her, basically. She had 14 children, and she stayed behind to take care of the interests in that. And she ended up was having to do everything herself. 14 children, trying to make a living by cutting lumber and clothes. And it was just absolutely fascinating. Then her daughter died in childbirth, and she ended up having to raise her, to have her grandchildren plus her new infant daughter. And I guess it was just too much for her, and she died at 55, a couple of months after her daughter died. But what it showed me was these stories that all become alive, and these people that just, you wouldn't know anything about them. And so I've just been wanting to learn more and more. So I've traced all the different lines back. I've got back to 1,500 on a couple of the lines, 1,700 on some, got down to 1,400 on one, and then it's kind of hard. But if you can get back to England and get into some of this stuff, it's really fascinating. Found out it had Scottish roots. We were always told we were English and Irish, and that's true, but we're also German and Scottish, so that all came out. But a couple of hints. One of the things that really I found was fascinating is it really got me interested in trying to learn and do more. And so I called my sister and I said, we don't have any pictures of Grandpa and Grandma, so you've got all that, because she had all that. She hoarded all that and wouldn't let anything go, not even one photo of my dad that I asked for. So I said, would you please just take your iPad, take a picture of them, send them to me. I can edit it and I can put it up. So I had told her that, and then and so she goes, oh, she's going to Utah, and she'll be back in a couple of days. She'll do that when she gets back. So I go on ancestry.com, and on my homepage, there's a picture that somebody had posted of my grandfather. And lo and behold, I recognize this name, and it's a distant second cousin. And so I sent him an email through Ancestry, and sure enough, and he's back visiting his father, who's the same age as my sister. They were a very close cousin, his father and my sister. And he was going through his father's picture collection and was taking pictures and uploading them the same time that I was saying we've got to get this done. And so now it was just really wonderful to connect with that. So what I've done is I've taken some of the photo albums that I have, and with your iPhone or iPad, you can just take a picture of it. Don't have to scan it or anything. Just make sure there's no sun or flash bulb in it. Then you can edit it, and easy to upload. So easy. One of the things that I knew I had was an old VHS tape that my mother had converted from the old family movies from the 30s and 40s and put them on this videotape. And I had it stored away, and I knew it was gone. It was moldy, so what's the point, right? Well, I decided I was going to track it down anyway, so I found it again. And when I had to go over to Wahoo earlier this week, I took it with me and went to a special video place. They cleaned all the mold off. They converted it to a DVD, but I asked them, could they convert it to digital files so that I could take snippets of it and upload it on YouTube for my family, like having our own family history channel. And they said, sure. And so I got that back, and at night now I've been going through this. It's an hour and 15 minutes of old home movies that's all digitalized, and breaking them into 5-minute parts. And some of them are people I recognize, some I don't. So I made a page and posted those, and asked my sisters, now you're going to go through here, you're going to watch it on YouTube, I'm going to watch it on YouTube, we're going to talk about who these people are. And YouTube also has this great thing that once you load it up, you can add annotations. And so I've been going in and putting, oh, that's Pat, and that's Janet, and that's who, and that's me, and use the full name, maiden name, and the year, and what the event is. So I just want to let you know that you can really make your ancestors come alive, and really that's, to me, is the most important aspect of honoring them. And that was my soul silent project that I was wanting to do, and I'm so pleased that I was able to jump into it with both feet and really enjoying it. Now I ordered the Family Tree Maker. I got that yesterday. It's the software that goes with Ancestry, and I got a 6-month U.S. Ancestry membership with that software. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you that their lives were hard, way hard. We should never complain. If the washing machine breaks down or something, the only people I can kind of compare to right now, maybe those that are victims of Sandy and other places in the world that have that. But as far as our ancestors, I can't believe what they had to go through and endure. And they did it mostly pregnant every year, and caring for multiple children at the same time. And one grandfather had 61 children. Let me tell you how hard that is to post all their names and everything. 61 children. That's because I get into that whole polygamy line, and 4 wives, and they're 15 years old when he marries them. Very interesting. Finding out a lot about my roots. Why don't you find out a lot about your roots? Okay. Aloha. I just wanted to add a PS. There's an iPhone app and an iPad app for ancestry.com, and you can download it free, and you can do so much research just doing that. You don't have to join any membership or anything like that. So that's a way to start. Easy on your phone, easy on your iPad. The little green leaf will come up by the name. It'll give you tips. You can go in and go into some other people's ancestry charts, and once you compare and make sure that spouses and birth dates and all that, you can get so much more information from other people who have done the research for you. So please, try this. You'll get bit too. Aloha.